Welcome back. You are here at the Misty Mountain Games Fall Brawl. We're
Fall Brawl.
Fall.
Fall Cup.
Oh, did I just steal your?
Yeah.
The Fall Brawl is
we're not there
another
yet.
event that is upcoming that you definitely want to take part in. Run by the guy sitting right next to me, Michael Heup. We're at the Fall Cup though, the Premodern Fall Cup at Misty Mountain Games. Gonna start our top 8 off. We had a great 6 rounds of Swiss, and in the top 8 we got four matches coming up. We got Welder Survival by Schaefer Hansen. He'll be playing against Trevor Alcock, playing Terra Oath. Kind of more, like Oath of Terravores and Exalted Angels, basically. Then we got John Donovan, who we saw earlier, playing Welder Survival. He's playing against Michael Phillips, playing Enchantress. Sean Lillibridge playing Ponza, which I think played just the last round 5, right?
Yeah.
He is going to be playing against Peter McGrain, playing Survival Madness. And finally, we got our feature match here, which is going to be Ray Smith playing Dark Secret Force Rock against Ricky Thorson playing Mulch Oath.
All right, so I'll note that there are a good number of names that we recognize. We've seen at our tournaments that are returning to the top 8. So
yeah,
some consistent play. Do you want to talk about those players?
Sure. We've had Trevor here before.
This might be his third. This might be his third top 8.
I think so. We should start keeping track.
I would say I think he's made early exits in the top 8, but he's been very consistent to get there.
Yeah. Ray, I don't think Ray has ever top 8'd one of these, but he plays in the same crew as like other top 8ers. We have like Dylan Kramer and Nathan Marhefke. Good friends with both of them. Loves playing the rock, and he's here playing it. Ricky has been in the finals twice, I think. Maybe. He's top 8'd a few times. Loves the prison strategies. So he's here. Michael Phillips, first time in the top 8, but he's been traveling from Nashville to our tournaments. He's been a really dedicated player.
He did pretty well at LobsterCon too with this deck.
Yes.
He was, I think, X and 2 and just outside of the top 8.
Yeah. John Donovan, Chicago player. I don't think he's cracked top 8 before, but I think he's been close a couple times. Sean Lillibridge took second in our second one. I believe he was the guy playing Stompy.
I definitely recognize the name. I guess I don't remember what deck he was playing.
I think he played Stompy against Nathan in that second one we did. And then Peter, I think he is also top 8'd. He was playing Rock previously a lot, and now he's on Survival Madness though, and managed to make it through.
A little bit.
And yeah, that's the resumes that I can remember.
Okay. I'm just figuring out one thing out to get set up, and we'll be getting our players started. But you want to talk about the matchup that we are showing?
Yeah. So this matchup, we're gonna have Ray. He's playing Dark Secret Rock, which is basically a rock deck mashed up with Natural Order. He's gonna be playing the cards you're used to, birds and walls and Bailots and all that, but also at any point he could just have a Natural Order that will let him sacrifice any green creature he has in play and get his choice of a few select premier booms waiting in the deck. Trevor's side, he's playing Mulch Oath, which is kind of a newer. This is kind of one of the newer decks that's been coming up since the land tax ban. It's got a lot of like land denial type effects, and then also up like some Terravores. I think his
list I think is more reminiscent of what Patrick Burt had played at LobsterCon. I think.
So I mean Patrick Burt played Terravore LobsterCon. I remember because I lost to him.
So I should be able to. What's your question?
I was just would like to see this. I don't know. We lost my computer. I can get mine up there. So
if you want to do that real quick, if you want to grab your laptop.
5 minutes or 20 minutes.
Well, on your way back, you can tell them that they could start. All right. So Raph had said where are all the tier 1 decks they lost or weren't playing at all. I will say, just looking at the metagame, it seemed like people were kind of spicing it up. That in general, there were a lot less of the traditional tier 1 decks that we've seen in the past. So people were bringing a lot of spice to this tournament, and it doesn't surprise that that's kind of what has risen to the top. So
very little land still, very little goblins.
And not a lot of Sly either.
Yeah.
And I think there were only a couple Stifle Knot lists too. So, all right, Ricky's going to play a turn 1 Oath of Druids off of Mox Diamond and a Mishra's Factory.
That's off to the races already.
And he's gonna say, "Hey, do you mind if I do this quick swap?" And he's gonna exchange his Mishra's Factory for one that he received for getting him to the top 8. That was one of the
personally made by me.
All right.
And yeah, Ray also asked me if he could toss his Mishra's Factory into his deck, so we might see that as well.
Who do you like in this matchup? Who do you think has the right tools to win? Like, I mean, obviously, Oath of Druids is problematic against a lot of the rock strategy, but it does have at least ways of removing it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty close. I think Mulch Oath is probably a little better in the matchup because as Mulch to like break the card advantage.
Okay.
Plane, like there, and also it has a really strong land game. It's got like a lot of Dust Bowls and ports and wastelands and all that stuff to like.
So do players are the deck lists public to the players at this point? What do they know? Do they know exactly what they're playing against?
No, I don't think we did give deck lists.
All right. I mean, that definitely can change things in terms of like how you play around Oath or like knowing like what creatures there are. Because here we see Ray just playing into the Oath, playing a Wall of Roots and a Birds of Paradise, and then we see it triggering.
Yeah, it looks like he just flipped 5 lands on a Terravor, which is pretty good.
I mean, I think on average you probably get about that many lands at least, or you hit an Exalted Angel. So
I mean, it's 6 creatures. Let's do the math. 6 creatures, so that's about 10 cards every time, right?
Yeah, it hit about half lands. Pretty close, like 29.
So you're probably right.
And then after Ray passes, Ricky's going to commit a Sphere of Resistance to the board. So another way that he's going to slow down Ray, so that and the Rishon Import that he has is going to make things a little clunky. So Ray has access to 5 mana, so he could cast a 4 mana spell, which could be Natural Order. That would probably be like the highest power play, but like even in this situation, I don't even know what his targets are. It's usually Phantom Nishoba, Verdant Force, and Multani. And I don't know if any of those.
Symbiotic Worm.
Yeah.
Symbiotic Worm and Barren Force are both like they have significant drawbacks in this situation.
Yes.
Right.
Well, the Symbiotic Worm, I don't think it's dying by ways other than Swords of Plowshares. So maybe you have to chump block a Terravor, but
if it does die,
yes. It looks like Ray's looking at. I think I see a Deranged Hermit in his hand. I didn't see anything else, so I'm not sure what he's working with. But I guess if you were to get Pernicious Deed into play,
he does have a deed,
and assuming that he could untap with it next turn, he can take out a lot of stuff. The problem here is there's going to be another Oath trigger, and it's possible that you flip over an Exalted Angel. I guess you have 6 mana anyways, thanks to the birds, Wall of Roots, and the 4 lands. So maybe that's not as problematic as I see. So this Pernicious Deed seems like if this really needs to stay in play, I think, for Ray to have a chance.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if he kills it, he's going to lose a wall and a bird, and Ray's going to lose a sphere and an Oath. Ricky really wants to hit an angel here.
Oh,
or doesn't he have him?
I might be thinking of Trevor's list that there's not an option of hitting the Exalted Angel.
Yeah, he's only Terravors.
Okay. Well, then, I mean, like, I guess it's good in
So
the sense
five
that
is
like
5 is below expectation.
I guess it's. I mean, is there even a chance that you don't want to oath there? Because I mean, yeah, your future Terravors are going to be bigger,
Yeah.
but you are down one.
Yeah. Also, this is not a guy's blessing deck like a lot of oath decks you're familiar with. He's
Yeah.
just running through his whole deck.
Is it possible that Ray can just run Ricky out of threats? Like what?
It could be
beyond the Terravors. Is it just manlands?
Yeah.
The Treetop Village and the Mishra's Factory, and those.
He can win with manlands and he can win with Terravors.
And I mean, like Ray's deck seems like if you have walls in your deck, that seems pretty good against those strategies. So it'd be interesting to see if we get to the point where Ray kind of switches gears and doesn't become a beatdown and becomes the control deck and just tries to just prevent Ricky from winning, basically.
Yeah, I think. Ricky does have a good backup land game here. I think he has the port, so he can get through with his man land every turn once the smoke clears. It's kind of funny thing for a 3-drop, exclusively.
Yeah,
it's a choice.
Well, the one nice thing is like if you ever draw those cards, it's not so awkward. It's not like drawing a 7-drop. You still can cast a Terravor in games. So, but yeah, it does seem weird. Like you're committing like a Oath of Druids to get a card that costs 1 more mana than the Oath. I guess I didn't consider that this Terravor gets to attack. Ooh, but okay.
This is kind of cool because Ray gets to. I think Ray gets to just free roll a Oath trigger here.
Yeah. I was gonna say I was trying to think if there's anything that was problematic that he would hit, and I can't think of anything.
Oh, he's gonna cycle.
Do a little extra damage.
Hey,
a little aggressive.
I gotta chip a little extra here. Yeah, could we get a die or something? Jeez. How big are these guys?
I could ask him to use the infinite tokens and write down. I mean, it looks like.
All right. That's a free card.
Yeah, it doesn't feel bad. Port during the upkeep, but I guess I think you would just use you just blow stuff up now, right? Is there
I think if you don't have any play.
Okay, you wait another turn.
Nah, he's just gonna do it.
I'm trying to think what the advantage is. Also, that Mox Diamond dies. Okay, we got that.
Wait, why did it? Oh, he tapped the other one with the second port.
Oh, there's a second port. I didn't even notice that. All right, so Mishra's Factory.
Oh, Ray was at 2, so after the.
Did they just not update the life?
Yeah, okay, I think they just didn't update the life total because the Terravor hit.
Okay. So what would happen? Terravor was gigantic.
It must have been 17 or 18 power.
Yeah, and
it wasn't 19, and we know it wasn't 16.
Right.
So Ricky will take down the first game. And
let's take a gander at the sideboards and see if anything is going to change for our players. So I'm going to look at Ray's list. 2 Withered Wretch, 1 Haunting Echoes. So those cards seem like they can interact well with what he's trying to do. Duress, Naturalize, those seem fine. Diabolic Edict, Tormod's Crypt. There's a lot of cards that have a lot of relevance. Engineer Plague, probably not the best, but I just named 11 different cards that all seem relevant.
Yeah.
So I
Tormod's Crypt's especially awesome against Terravor, right? Well, I guess not always, because you can have lands in your graveyard and it can just still be fine.
But I think
pretty sweet.
I think Ray's deck gets a lot better in the sideboard games. I mean,
the Withered Wretch.
Yeah, all the cards seem good. So let's take a look at Ricky's list. There are Naturalizes, Krosan Reclamation, Cursed Totem, Defense Grid, Black Vice, Zerran Orb, Elephant Grass.
I like Curse Totem against the Rock.
Yep.
In general.
You saw Wildroots and Birds of Paradise.
I think Krosan Reclamation might be. It's got to be pretty good versus any graveyard removal, right?
Okay, I was
Maybe not.
thinking more of it just from a standpoint of if you ever got to the point where the game went really long, and you're like you just need to shuffle in your Terravores again.
Right. I think it could in this case, though.
Yeah. Are you still interested in the Thermal Cursed Winter's Grasp plan? Are you into blowing up the lands against the Rock?
I mean, Rock. I think so. Rock's a pretty mana hungry deck.
I mean, it also does have like
I mean, Deed needs mana to work.
Yeah.
It's very easy if you go LD against the Rock that they have to play a Deed and cannot activate at the same time.
I mean, I don't think Ricky knows like the exact land count of Ray's list, but Ray is only playing 22 lands.
Oh wow.
So there are not. I mean, he does have 4 birds, 4 walls, 4 wall of roots, and a Yavimaya Elder and 2 Krosan Tuskers. So there are like other ways of getting mana, but in general, it's I think on the lighter end. So.
You know what? The Dark Secret Rock deck. I kind of think the Showa might just be wrong.
Nishoba? Well,
yeah.
I mean,
how many times is a Barren Force not good enough?
Like against a red deck?
Yeah. Red deck's the only time that I would really want the Nishoba, I think, over the...
Maybe against a Goblins list.
I don't know. I think I'd way rather have a Barren Force against Goblins.
Depends. Well, if you're not going to kill him right away, then like a Sharpshooter just kind of makes that plan look silly, I'll say.
That's true.
I don't know. I've not played enough with Natural Order to say, but I know there are a lot of matchups where just maybe not the top tier decks of Premodern, but a lot of games you see where Phantom Nishoba is a very powerful threat.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, even like
it's always a great card.
I mean, like sometimes you're racing against a Black Vice, just like gaining life, like can be really good in some matchups.
This observation popped my head.
Yep. So yeah. I think Ray
definitely gaining a lot more.
Yeah,
that's an advantage. That's why I like playing decks like the Rock. I always feel like Rock gets much better after board.
And it's kind of difficult to bring in cards usually. Like I don't know, like what is the weakness of the Rock?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess card advantage, like cards like Factor Fiction, but like I don't know if you usually have those on the sideboard anyways.
I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but like I think a lot of people don't like Rock. Probably just play a lot of game ones. Yeah, maybe. People play a lot of game ones.
Oh, we've marked it. Here we go. We've had trouble with the life counter app.
Ray's dead.
You're dead, Ray. You're dead. You're just dead. It was a very costly Birds of Paradise. What did it cost him? Cost him everything.
Cost him everything.
The Wasteland is gonna try and deny Ray of Mana, but with the Birds of Paradise and a new land drop, he's able to play Wall of Blossoms.
Wall of Blossoms draw a card. He's got a Crypt in hand. The nice thing is he's playing against green-white, so you never have to play your Crypt until you just drop the hammer
Sure.
on them. Early Deed. How do you feel about that?
I would say like because green white and there's probably ways to remove it. I mean like Seal Cleansing or Disenchants or whatnot.
Yeah,
like, I might not want to expose it.
Yeah, I think I want it to be sorcery speed. In Ray's defense, he's playing against land destruction, so there's a reasonable chance that he's like, oh, I might not be able to get this Deed out if I don't cast it right now.
It also could be a thing like if he has a more aggressive hand, like we see a Natural Order, that like it's fine because his next turn he's going to be committing big threats to the board. So, well, maybe not with a tap Treetop Village, but
he's just going to kill that oath while he can with a Naturalize. He also has he's got a Diabolic Edict. His hand is Diabolic Edict, Natural Order, and Hormod's Crypt. Ricky, a lot of lands in there.
So, which creature do you think Ray's going to get with his Natural Order?
I kind of
like. What if you just get Multani? I
think it's Multani or Nishoba.
I mean, I think there's
I think
no white
Multani-
there's no white mana from Ricky, but I feel like the most conservative line is to get a Multani.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not huge, but like it's
like Ricky doesn't play Wrath of God, right?
I don't think he knows that though. Like
Right, that's true.
Like I don't think they know the exact lists.
We're gonna natch up here, and it's gonna be a
green creature.
Named green creature, also known as
Steve. Bob.
I think I like Multani the best because you don't want to get plowed, right?
Eyeing up a Nishoba.
Is he mono green, Ricky? Is he?
No. I thought he had white cards, but maybe I'm wrong.
Just assume he had white.
I mean, there has been.
Oh, this is mono green.
Okay.
This is the he's been playing this deck online forever.
But there are like windswept heaths, right? I guess there's not actually any white mana.
Yeah, they're just fetch lands.
Okay.
To pump the graveyard.
I mean, like this Mulch Oath. It seems like you're real soft than what Ray's trying to do. Then, like
yeah, this has changed. I for some reason I was thinking. So I've been working with the Wandiho lunch on like green white oath, which I think is it's a pretty sweet deck. Yeah, and I think just adding Source of Plowshares like gives this deck so much more ability.
Well, yeah. Yeah, is that powder keg gonna get anywhere relevant? Are you gonna get to 7?
Not in time, I don't think. It's gonna stall this thing a little bit longer.
What do you think about Ray playing Zur's Weirding in his deck so he can have the hard lock of Phantom Nishoba?
Oh yeah, the classic hard lock. He could cast her right now and everything.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll build. I think I'm gonna build Sultai Rock, Bug Rock, with Zur's Weirding. I'll just max out on all the life gaining I can in Rock, and then all the life gain I can, and then I'll just drop a Zur's Weirding. So sick.
All right, Ricky's gonna thermo curse. He's not gonna gain a life.
No. He could have waited for the snow-covered land to show up, but instead he's gonna just get the advantage he can right now and remove the basic forest.
Do you know if anyone showed up with snow-covered lands today?
I mean, how could they with Thermokarst running rampant?
We need to ask Ricky if he gained any life.
Have you ever? I know he's played it on MOS a bunch. Oh, I just want to know.
I mean, I've seen people play snow-covered land. Like I think
only swamp, right? That's
no,
what people play.
Alvaro played snow-covered island in his mono blue Stifle Out list. I think just because it looked cool.
Oh God, that'd be hilarious if
you just gain extra life.
I guess what are you afraid of though? Because like it's 2 hits of your Dreadnought, and they can't gain more than 4 life with their Thermokarst. Right?
Yeah. Well, I like how the Nishoba just gets a tiny little die.
Yeah.
But the powder keg gets
a tiny little coverage hating die.
Oh, well, we're gonna follow up this Thermokarst with a Winter's Grasp. I mean, it's the Fall Cup, but we're looking ahead of things, right?
If Ricky finds 1 Terrapor, it will get deeded. That's all I had. But if there wasn't a deed, there wasn't the deed.
So what happened with the powder keg?
I think he blew it up for 2. Okay. Nishoba for 6. Play land.
All right. And
we're off to game 3.
And really, that was
a couple 8-minute games.
I mean, that game was basically Naturalize plus Natural Order. And then Ricky really didn't do anything else relevant, right?
Yeah. Natural Order taking over, That's the thing that Natural Order has over Oath is Ray can answer Ricky's oaths, but Ricky can't really answer Ray's natural orders,
No.
but short of like keeping him off 4 mana. That's his goal. Ricky just has to stop Ray from getting to 4 mana.
That seems very problematic.
Very hard, yeah.
I mean, you do have cards like Sphere Resistance and Rishid Import with alongside of your little green stone rains, but I mean, I don't know. That just seems like a tough task. Because the games that you're doing that, like, I mean, I guess Ray might be casting a creature, and you might be able to sneak an oath and then put Terravore into play.
Slow down. The chat is arguing beta versus unglued. None of those are pre-modern cards. Beta, too early. Portal, unglued, not a legal set.
It was you could play
not a legal set. They're just those are you.
They're black bordered cards.
You cannot play. You cannot play those in pre-modern. You can't play beta. And you can't play unglued.
Those were tournament legal.
They're not. Well, they are, but it's kind of like playing those hideous Mog Fanatics.
I like the
I'm just kidding. I like beta too.
I like beta a lot, but the problem is
I think everybody should play what they want.
The problem is with the beta lands is there's not a forest art I really like, and there's not a plains art I really like. So
I mean, I'm just looking at this Multani's Acolyte, and I happen to know that everybody has to play an inferior one, and I feel for the world. I shed a tear for the whole world.
What BK is referring to is one of the raffles was an alternate. Well, they can't. We're not on that.
Put
team.
it on. Switch it.
All right.
Oh, glare. Hey, ring light.
Take it out of the. It might not be mint condition. Oh, that made it worse.
Well,
there we go.
There we go. It's beautiful.
Altered Multani's Acolyte.
I love
with
it.
Pumpkin
It's mine.
Place. That was one of the raffle items, and of course,
ban this man.
BK won it. So
I did.
All right, let's jump back down to the matches. The players are shuffling up for game number 3. Yeah, I still like Ray's chances in this match. I mean, I can see things going Ricky's way, but basically, as long as Ray doesn't get Oath of Druids, I like his chances.
After board, I think Ray's in great shape. I think Ray can actually just be patient, honestly.
Yeah.
Does Ricky even have a lot of answers to Deed in deck? I feel like I haven't seen a lot of.
I guess he's just green. Oh, let me pull it up.
He has one. He has one natural. He has 4 naturalizes.
Okay, one was in the main, and I guess there's only 2 mulches. I don't know if this is worthy of calling it a mulch oath deck, but
yeah, I've thought about that looking at these.
I thought there were 4. I mean, there's 29 lands, so I thought it was a bigger part of the.
This is a big first thing for Ricky, I think, is getting this sphere down, keeping Ray off of a turn 1 bird. Ray wisely playing around it with a Treetop Village.
Well, I mean, these are the type of games I think that Ricky could win is mana denial.
I agree.
But he doesn't close particularly well,
right.
Is the problem. I guess if you make a Terravore and then blow up some lands, then it's pretty good.
We're going to see a Cabal Therapy from Ray.
What do you think you name here?
I think you either... I would have named Thermokarst, but I guess he probably named Oath or something. I think if I haven't answered an Oath, I name one of the LD spells. I was actually going to say. I honestly was going to say Thermokarst or Winter's Grasp.
Well, I mean, this could be real problematic, right? If you're just lining up, like if Ray doesn't have a bunch of mana sources, then this could be a game that Ricky could easily run away with. He does. Well, Naturalize is not a card you can cast for right now, thanks to the Sphere of Resistance.
Right. But Ricky's kind of. I mean, he can beat down with he can whale with lands. He can whale with lands.
Yeah, I mean that's 5 a turn.
Next turn, he can. I mean, if he draws an untapped land, he can attack for 5 next turn.
I guess Ray will be able to eventually use his Mishra's Factory. Ooh, plays that Tormod's Crypt. I mean, that's the right time to play it, I think. Yeah, I guess if you just play the Mishra's Factory, then you're not blocking with that anyways. Well, Ricky's gonna go for the black source.
I think Ray's been holding lands. Okay.
Ray has hit a land drop every turn so far. And
now he has a 3/3 factory if Ricky does attack. Ricky has picked up a Naturalize, I believe. So
which is very good against
like I mean, I think I just if I had a Naturalize, if that is a Naturalize.
well, he's not able to cast it here then.
What? But if he just attacks the factory, he does.
Yeah.
But I guess that kind of gives it away.
All right.
All right.
Well, so
Ray picks up a natural order.
that could be his route to victory, right? If you, well, he does have a deed in his hand too.
Yeah.
So if he
draws a swamp,
a black mana, that could be real good.
Draws a swamp, it's real good for him.
I mean, there is a good amount of pressure for Ricky, but I guess if he's applying pressure, that means that he's not doing anything else to the board. So maybe Ray's able to get a creature in play, or use it, or get a deed in play.
All right, I guess it's gonna be a wasteland. I think Ray has a Naturalize.
Yeah, I think I would have used it there.
I think you wanna.
Does he have multiple? Okay, he is. Okay. Naturalize is used on the sphere resistance.
Sphere, yeah.
So if you're Ray and you draw a black land, are you just running out this Pernicious Deed?
Yes.
Are you afraid of a Naturalize from Ricky?
I
don't know if he has the luxury to play
I don't
it.
think he can.
I think I agree.
I don't think he can stop.
I think he still has time to draw this black. Oh, I gotta update the life total. I mean, Ricky's gonna make pretty quick work. He's attacking for 6 a turn. This is a 2-turn clock. The deed is, I guess it is enough in the sense that you can deed for 0.
All right, Ray down to 5. Gonna kill the Mox Diamond.
Okay.
Strange play.
Well, I think it's because he's got more in his hand and he just needs to.
And it looks like this is it for Ricky.
Yep.
Or for Ray.
He's gonna activate Treetops
Trees.
and attack
And
for
beats.
6. And yeah, Ricky Thorson takes down Ray, and
All right.
that's our first quarterfinals match. So I'm gonna go jump out to the field and see if anyone's in a position that we can move them over to the feature match. So I'll give you an update. Just a moment.
So Ricky will move on to the top 4, and we'll have a next match. What do you think of that? Like, I kind of felt like maybe Ray wasn't as good a position as we thought. I don't know. But pretty ideal hand from Ricky. Yeah, me too. I love the Dark Secret rock deck. I kind of want to mess around with it more. Rock fan that I am.
Okay, we got a match that's moving. So it's the Trevor's match. I can't remember who he's playing against.
I think he's playing. I think Trevor is playing.
Trevor's playing against Schaefer. So they're going into game 3.
Playing Welder. Yeah, Welder Survival. All decks need more Tusker. All green decks. First 4 cards. Krosan Tusker. Wait, you want to, Jared? Are you saying you want to play more aggressive cards than Natural Order Rock? I don't agree with that. Veteran Explorer is never the right call. That's my opinion. Never.
Not even in a Lauren.
Yeah, I don't like it in Lauren either.
I've never tried
it's like
it.
a bad Birds of Paradise. The green factor fiction? What does that mean?
People call it that. I don't know how they call it that. It's a divination. They're talking about Krosan Tusker.
Oh, yeah. Tusker is the green factor fiction.
Yeah.
It's the best card drawer in all of card draw spell.
What about Yavimaya Elder? That's my boy. Yavimaya Elder.
I like Yavimaya Elder, but I don't know. Have you played Tusker much? So
only
good.
back in the day.
Nothing feels better than cycling Krosan Tusker.
I like him in my peasant cube.
Yeah, he's really good. He's the best card draw spell in Premodern. I'll say it. 3 mana draw 2. Sick. Instant speed.
All right.
I like an Elder too, though. Everybody hates on Elder, but is Ray still there?
Yeah, they were chatting a bit. So
Lost, get out.
all right. So let's talk about Trevor's deck because we were kind of talking about it before when we were talking about Ricky's deck.
I think my old man brain thought we were watching Trevor for a second.
Yeah. So this is the green white one with TerraPonza and Oath, and I think there are a couple copies of Exalted Angel, and then complemented by white cards. So the Welder Survival, we haven't seen Schaefer on camera. I think who was our other Welder player?
It's really more of a Terraclism.
Is there a Cataclysm in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Terror-Othaclism. We can call it Othaclism.
You can call it whatever you want, but I'm probably not gonna change.
Cadivore Oath.
Yeah.
We have Cat and Clism. One of those two. You can just build your own deck name.
I'm gonna go
Put
check,
them all up.
I'm gonna go check on the
Terra
results
and
of the other
Vor,
matches real quick.
And Oath. Oath is just Oath. You can't call it Druids. It's not allowed. So Terraclism Oath. Oath Terraclism. Oath Cadivore Oath. I like Cadivore Oath. At least. Wow. I want to set a runner stream, I guess. I agree, some colors might help. All right, we're starting out. Schaefer is going to play a turn 1 Korean Ranger. And Trevor just on a Windswept Heath. Schaefer going to attack for 1. And follow that up with a Birdo and pass.
All right.
Just drew that bird, otherwise, they would have come out in the other order, and you'd have a zillion mana. He's zillion.
Oh, wow.
All right. I think Trevor's got a Wasteland here. He's got a Mox Diamond in his hand, so he can definitely bring to a higher mana level out of nowhere.
I mean, he doesn't use that mana very well, right? Like, most of his cards are pretty cheap, other than, like, maybe Exalted Angel, I think is, like, the most mana-hungry card.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, Cataclysm and Exalted Angel are the more expensive cards. Oh, wow.
That's a Curse Totem.
Yeah, that's a Curse Totem.
So
that's going to turn off everything. Oh, but Schaefer just got a big draw in a Survival of the Fittest.
Though, I mean, I don't know. Okay, he does have. Does he have the Monk Realist? I think that was John, though he'd seen. Like, I don't know if there's a card that he's going to get here.
Tapping Ring Attack?
Oh.
He's not, though. He's going to naturalize the Curse Totem.
Okay, he's got to naturalize as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a Nuktabi Orangutan in the sideboard at least. And
he's going to play that Survival. And that's the turn.
Well, Kyrian Ranger.
Oh, no, he's going to
just
I mean, he'd already played a land, so I assumed he was going to pass, but you want to untap an instant? That's good.
Wait. Oh, he got rid of the Curse Totem. Okay, I was thinking, I'm like, why did he use it?
Untapping now is slightly better because if he waits to untap, Trevor could just kill the survival in response to activating the birds. So that's why you untap there. Trevor adds a Sylvan Library, his own 2-mana card advantage enchantment.
Yeah, I think one's a little bit more powerful than the other. Though I guess you have to build your deck around the survival.
Stay close. That's like my favorite board tech, though, is bringing in Sylvan Libraries when I have a survival deck. Just overload the
Enchantments.
enchant removal.
Okay. Does Schaefer not have creatures in hand?
Right.
I do not know. I see.
Well, he definitely, or he must have had a Intuko.
Oh, did that get played last turn, or did we just not see it on the? Or did he have 5
no.
mana that turn? Okay. Ooh, I love this Nantuko Vigilante just attacking as a 3/2. Just
Yeah. He's got Trevor stuck on 2 lands, so I guess I like the I like that way to go, you know, killing the Sylvan so he doesn't get to more lands and just keeping the pressure on.
So
Trevor kind of on the ropes here.
is that a
12.
Cataclysm in his hand? What is that?
Probably.
How good is Cataclysm against the Welder Survival? There's certainly board states where I can see where it's
Well,
a little bit awkward, but
It does play lands, creatures, enchantments, and artifacts.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a matchup where I think Geddon's probably a little bit better, but it's neither of them are great against this deck because they have Pointing Ranger, right?
I think that's a Ray of Revelation. Is that the Dark Ascension one?
Yeah, where? Oh,
On the
right there.
stack?
Okay, yeah. Yeah, Trevor just raid the.
All right, so in response, we're going to activate Survival. I mean, getting Squeeze seems weird if you don't
Yeah,
have another
I would've-
Survival.
I would have got Genesis there and then discarded the Genesis for an Anger, then discarded that for a Welder. Although he doesn't have any artifacts either.
Yeah, Anger in the graveyard almost might seem better than Genesis, but maybe not. But certainly, I don't know if you need Squee. I guess if he's able to do all these things, then that's fine.
Oh, he's getting the monkey. That's
Alright.
pretty good because
So-
he gets the ends up with Uktabi, so he's gonna be able to like kill that Mox on his turn.
So was this an end of turn Ray Revelation?
Yeah, end of turn
from,
from Trevor. I
from
think.
Trevor.
Cataclysm here isn't too bad.
Uh,
I mean, it's not great either.
yeah, the Kieran Ranger.
Do you think Shaver should have untapped his,
I was gonna say
his
like
birds to get one more survival activation? And,
probably. I would say it
I
also.
mean, I don't know what he puts in there.
It also mitigates like the damage of a Cataclysm.
Yeah,
If you like anticipate that you use it once on your turn, you can use it again on the other turn, and then you're only losing 1 land,
right.
and the other 2 are in your hand.
Yeah,
I guess it depends on how well you're going to use the mana on the next turn, but I actually think, that might have been the play just to do that conservatively.
yeah, because this is gonna punish him. I agree. I totally agree. He also could have just had one more like elf or bird or something in his graveyard, so that if this happened, he
Sure.
could bring it back with the
which
Genesis.
is valuable because of the
Yeah.
Genesis.
Like he definitely wants to untap the bird. I guess he still gets to he can discard the Uktabi now and go get. Oh no, he can't because survival's gone.
Tabi seems great.
Uktabi's good.
But he did activate the
I also would
Kieran Ranger,
I
right?
also would have kept the mountain.
Did he not activate the Kieran Ranger, or he did?
He did.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because he can just Uktabi
The Mox.
The Mox. That's great. Yeah, I would have. He should have kept the mountain.
Yeah, with the anger, that's
He's looking. I don't know. He's like, wait, did I leave the mountain? Did I really get rid of the mountain?
well, it's kind of something like I mean, obviously you need to go through like getting it in play, but then also sometimes you just forget about it. So.
Yeah. There's a lot. Hey, I played a lot of survival decks. There's a lot to think about all the time. Like a lot of little things that do things. Is that a Burning Wish?
Yeah, this one I think he does have. I think this list does have Burning Wish. I think this one does
sweet.
not have white mana and uses Burning Wish as kind of a way to supplement of the if you don't draw survival, this is something you can do.
Maybe he had a mountain in his hand, I guess.
Oh, I guess he did.
That makes sense why he would bury the mountain.
Well, why wouldn't he have played it last turn and attacked with the Utabi then?
He might just made the wrong play.
So he's casting Burning Wish. Oh, the caller heard. I thought that was an Acorn Harvest, and I got really excited.
What if it would have been like a Stone Rain?
Yeah, or just a raise. There's just
one Stone Rain.
Wait, like having raise doesn't seem like that bad.
Raise is all right. Did he get crypted? Did I miss that?
No, I don't see a crypt.
Why isn't he?
It's in his. What? The caller heard's in his hand. What are you looking at?
Right. I'd be working that Genesis personally.
He's trying to make a 3/3 instead of a 2/2. Or I guess he had Natuka Vigilante, which I guess is
Yeah.
But all right, so this is an attack for plus the
For
squee.
six,
The squee
yep.
comes back, and that's the 6 points of damage.
Dead.
So even after the
Paper.
Cataclysm, thanks to Anger, Genesis wasn't really needed. I mean, it's still good to have in the graveyard. But that haste was quite nice in that situation. So it looks like Trevor once again falls in the top 8. It's still props to him for the consistency of getting here multiple times. I do think this is his third top 8 here.
I think so too, because he is playing Parfait a lot.
I don't think he's I'm pretty sure he's not gotten past the semifinals. I think there might have been times where he did it. And so I think he's played land tax variant. I think he's played blue white at one time.
Yeah,
but
he loves the control strategy.
Yeah.
Schaefer's going to move on to the top 8. I believe he plays against the other Oath deck now. I think him and Ricky are going to be are going to be in the next round.
Okay. I think that is all of our players. So we're going to take a quick break as we get things set up for our next round. I don't think it's going to be very long because, again, I think everyone is finished.
Yeah.
It's just...
And especially in the top 8 here, we don't have
you don't have to
slow
wait.
things down.
Yeah. All right. So we'll go on a quick break as we get things set up for our semifinals. Don't go anywhere. Still more action, pre-modern action for the Premodern Fall Cup. Stay tuned.